Video archive 50. LPSN long. Entry $1.32. Exit $1.49. Gain rounded up 13%. Trade duration 2 trading days. This is my trading charted. All right. Share my screen here with you folks. This is a pretty simple trade. So I need to lay the context out for this trade. I'm trading across 3 different accounts. Across those 3 accounts, I take different amounts of risk. I was trading in one of the smaller accounts in which I'm taking higher levels of risk because I don't mind if this comes down towards this bottom of the channel. I will buy with my significantly larger account. So what I did on this trade, or as you can see, it's laid out here. Look at that on the 4 hour. That's nice. So basically, a buy at the 50 period moving average on the 4 hour, which happens to be at the center line. Yes, we did lose our moving average here, but you can see it's kind of bouncing between the two. So I had a pretty easy signal. If we break the 50 period moving average, I would have sold. That's why I have the stop loss set here just below the 50. And the idea was to trade it back up to the center line, just like the previous trade. There wasn't really any divergent signals. You can see arguably maybe, right? This low down here, right, is lower than these two lows, which are equal on the RSI. So arguable divergent signal, not really what I took this trade based off. I took this trade based off mainly off the 50 period moving average, which gave me a clear area to manage my risk. Also, just kind of like back over here, we seem to be in a similar phase of price action with this, right? Like, I don't know how to draw it exactly, but we'll just call it like this, right? We're like ranging. We have this range going on. And I'd say that range that I was trading is really like that, right? You know, we have a little bit of volatility on the outside, the bottom side and the top side. Um, but I was really just trading this range where the meat of these movements are, right? You can really see it in this specific, these two candles right here, these two giant green candles. You can see that kind of defines the range right there. And we've just been kind of bouncing in this range, giving us easy trading, right? Because you can easily identifiable areas to manage risk and to take profit. Simple as that. Let's throw a fib on here and look for a little bit of confluence. My exit was at a 382 at 149. It was also, I guess it was slightly above that previous high, but of this candle. Guess it wasn't higher than that, but that's really it. And then I'm going to also just drop a horizontal in here. 150 is a significant level, right? I exited at 149. You can see 150 is clearly significant. No body closes above it on this first upward big oscillation up. All body closes below it, only wicks above. We had whatever partial bodies there, one body here, and then the one body here. So barely any closure above it. This is explainable because it breaks that level, but it goes to test the bottom of this gap slightly above it to test the 200 on the daily. Makes sense. If I zoom out significantly here and we draw on what I guess you could consider a macro fib from the all-time high, which is I was slightly above it, so it's not going to be very accurate. But the point I'm trying to make here is the 236 is at that 150 level, that macro 236. So it's an extremely significant level. If we break that if we break that 150 level, that 236 with velocity and get body closes above it, then you can take trades as a breakout trade there. But until that happens, I consider it's a strong resistance. I mean, you can see here on the 2 day. Actually, we'll go to the daily, but actually no, the 2 day showed it a bit clearer. But you can see this candle right here, right, wicked off of it, but then we closed right below it on the next, or we opened below it on the next one. Resistance, whatever this was, a break up above it, tested the center line. That price action happened after my trade, but anyway, you can see this level is a significant level, and it's also basically confluent at this point with that center line. So in this account where I'm taking higher risks, I'm just getting in, getting out, taking my profits. not necessarily looking to fully optimize every trade, but to actually just win, right? I mean, if I had fully optimized this, which, tough to compare yourself against perfection, but it could have got another 6% out of it, but I'm happy with that. What my trade looked like. 4 hours probably the best way to look at it because you can see I'm using the 50 as a proxy for the trend. Whatever, there's probably some trend line you can draw here. Not really, but anyway, that's really it for this trade. Simple, straightforward. Trying to exploit this range before we get a break in either direction, which just to throw out there, I'm expecting something like this.